So, Great American Media, you have had incredible success. What has been the key to that?
It's serving the audience. We have a very loyal audience, and we happen to believe the majority of the country wants to see traditional family values and really experience content that's supportive of faith, family, and country. And you look at Hollywood, and 99% of what's produced is, anti-culture, what we know as the culture, and anti-American. Faith, people of faith are demeaned and mocked. Families are never shown in the traditional sense. And so, we want to be uplifting, we want to be positive, we want to support those key core pillars, faith, family, and country. And the audience has reacted in an incredibly positive way. So, very fulfilling.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I mean, why do you think it's so funny? Because what you just described is so true, and yet you have evidence that when you actually show the things you described, people respond really well, they love it. Why do you think Hollywood for so long has ignored that reality then?
Yeah, I think you have a lot of people, not only on the left, but the far left, that are running these companies. And they are going to promote their agenda. They're going to do whatever they can to social engineer content and to create things that that try and create a sense of normalcy around some things that, frankly, are against our principles and against the majority of the country, probably 99% again of the country. So, I think that we're not going to win awards. We're not going to be, the water, because we're not going to get written about the way, other networks and other shows will that are quote unquote provocative.
Yeah.
And pushing the envelope and exciting. And so, but we'll happily sit in our space with the majority of the country.
Well, and people are loving it. I mean, the content has spoken for itself. You've been in the space for a long time. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. What's been the biggest lesson you've learned just about what you just said, standing by what you believe to be true?
Well, I was blessed to have the best CEO I ever worked for still was Tim Robertson, who, I was at CBN when it was CBN Family Channel, and we became the Family Channel, and I learned so many lessons from an extremely strong and committed management team that was very focused on being who you are, on expressing that on air, on screen, never deviating from it, and taking the consequences and having that playing that game and having that battle. And I saw Tim do it just time and time again. And the way he stood up for the culture, and at the time it was the baby boomers and the Christians, and that the way the right has evolved over time. And I think that the CBN and the Family Channel have a lot to do with the success of media, and certainly Hallmark, and now with us. CBN was the beginning, the founder in the cable space.
It's so funny, right? How, you look back at that and you see where things are now and this incredible opportunity that you have. Even culture, the culture is shifting and changing so much in the last couple of months, even as we're sitting here. And it feels like the openness to this kind of content is going to be even bigger and broader.
I've heard that a number of times here, and I think that certainly people are more willing to admit it and express it. But my email traffic hasn't really increased since the election. And in fact, I think people can finally take a sigh of a breath of relief, given the censorship and the outrageous scandals. It's really scandalous what had happened in the 2020 through 24. So, we're very blessed that things have changed.
Where do you want to see Great American in 5 years?
Well, currently, as we sit today, we are the leading streaming provider of faith and family content that's supportive of country. Linear TV is a place where we have had a lot of success, but that landscape is changing dramatically. Every day the cord gets cut by more and more people, so we're cognizant of different outlets for our content. And the North Star is just to serve our subscribers and our audience and be that go-to destination. And, we've accomplished a lot of that, and we actually, the heritage and the people at PureFlix that we, now are the beneficiaries of all the work that was done there. They were very visionaries as well in 2015, starting a streaming service. and being at the forefront of that. So we're the beneficiaries of that, and we just want to continue that mission. And that is our mission, and we will never deviate. It is entertainment without compromise. We will never compromise our standards or let our viewers down.
What has been, we talked about rewarding things you've learned. What has been the biggest challenge in this? Because it is hard to do what you're doing, and you've been successful at it, but it's challenging.
Yeah, no question. I think you look at Peacock, for example, and their last quarterly earnings report, 382 million of loss in the quarter, just with Peacock. So there's no question streaming is difficult. It's you have to create a lot of content. You need to keep subscribers happy and feeling good about your brand and about what you're doing. So there are a lot of challenges as the model evolves, but the industry, content creators will need to get paid for creating content. So I think that we'll see some type of model ultimately that pans out that makes us even more successful.
Well, I so appreciate you taking the time and joining
Great to
us
see
today.
Billy, and the heritage and certainly the tradition of CBN lives on for a long time.